Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hey guys, thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Hey Peaches, hey Sexy Black, hey YouTube camera. Woo child, you ain't nothing but a born dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a born dog, crying all the time. Hey Jess. Hey Matthew Edwards. Hey Emmanuel. Hey Jug FL promoter. Hey JoJo Dance. Woo child. I got it, child. I got some breaking news, child. And I was just on pins and needles. I say, now I need to stay in this live or do I need to go live and let my little crowd know what I just found out? Well, actually, some of the stuff I've been hearing out in the streets for a couple of days, but ain't nobody said nothing on none of the panel. And like when I was at Jackie's today, I started to write it in the chat, and I said, "Nah, bitch, don't you write nothing in that chat because you know how these folks is. They be up in the clouds and shit, looking at stuff, lurking. And as soon as somebody would have seen me put the wrong thing in the chat, they would say, why you all up in our business and you run your goddamn mouth all the time? You know that old shit they be saying when I be coming over here telling y'all stuff when I heard." And so I didn't put it in the chat, and I was just sitting on my hands, just saying, "What can I do? What can I do? Is anybody gonna put it in the chat? Why come ain't nobody put it in the chat? If I can hear it way over in the B sector, I should have heard about it when I'm on the B sector. You know, I was hearing a little bit of thing, but then I never did hear the big shit. Okay, well, child, a couple of days ago, I heard that Ashley Mo3 baby mama was in jail. But then you wouldn't hear about it. Then you hear something about it. Then, it was just like how they had little slight whispers and shit. Or you see something in the chat. And so when I was at Jackie's today, I started to write in there because they was going over different things that was going on. And I'll get to that later on. But they was talking about different things that going on. And did nothing get mentioned about Ashley. Well, baby, now you know I had to run around over here in the beef sector for a while, but then some kept saying, "Take your black ass over there to the Mo3 sector. Take your black ass over there." So I went over there and went to Jackie's, and then I went to the Captain. But I tell you about Jackie's after, because that news are a little older. Well, child, over there, the Captain said that he had to got some breaking news in, and no, when he first went live, he said, "Where the pink people at? Where the pink people at? Why come ain't nobody none of them in here?" And then like one came, and then Mink came, and not on my watching some more of them start coming in. He said, "Oh, why y'all ain't said nothing about being in jail?" And I said, And I was saying, damn, finally somebody said something. And I said, well, I heard, I put in the chat, I heard a rumor, but because I did. Well, honey, she was in jail. And so then he started reading out the charges. And it was, wait a minute, let me get my notepad because I want to tell y'all right now. Hey, okay, all that kind of big. Let me make my thing big, child. I couldn't hold this to the mom. Okay. She wait a minute. Wait. Okay. Ashley got charged. Well, Captain was asking, the pink people, did y'all put any money on her books? Did y'all help her get out? Have y'all done anything? Because y'all so rich. What's up? Why come ain't nobody talking about this? And so then he started talking about what she got charged with. And she got charged with driving with no license, failure to maintain finances. And they say that's like when you got fines and shit that you ain't paid. I guess that's how they say it in Texas. I don't know. But that's what they were saying. That's what this meant. Failure to appear, no seatbelt, driver, possession of marijuana, less than 2 ounces, speeding, child seat. Now, some of this stuff that, she got arrested, they was some old stuff too, like the old fines plus the new one. But, I'm thinking that she got caught driving without driver license and was speeding and had marijuana. Okay. But then, like the finances stuff, that's talking about old fines and shit. That's what they were saying. Well, he started just going back with the commentary, and they went all off the radar, on the damn, how the conversation on the panel could get switched. Well, it got switched, and it was going on and on about some bullshit I didn't want to hear nothing about. But I'll get to that later on too. Well, while they was going back and forth and back and all that, then the captain said, hold up, I'm getting something in. And Cooling hit the link. And so Cooling, they showed a picture of Ashley mugshot first, when the captain first said about it. Well, then when the captain came back, Cooling was up there, and then they started talking. And Ashley wasn't the only one that got arrested. Her mama got arrested the same day. And that was on May the wait. On May because they both got arrested together. I wonder was they out for Mother's Day or something like that, because I think it was Mother's Day, whatever that day was. And they said that her mother had got a no seatbelt, like driving with a child, and then I seatbelted down in the car, like endangering a child. Well, she got that, and this was like in 2009. Well, then they started reading other charges, and they had the dollar amount, but I was just so discombobulated. I just didn't write the amounts of the fines down. Some of them was $500, some of them was $400, and some of them was $1,000 or something. Okay, this on the mama now. And she got like driving with suspended license, no insurance. And I think Ashley got no insurance too. Failure to maintain the financial records, which is old fines. She got caught with 2 ounces of marijuana. Okay. And no insurance. These one of them didn't have no insurance. Now I wonder, was they in the same car or was they in separate cars, because they had a lot of the same charges, like on the same day. So both of them were driving speeding, and both of them had the same kind of violation. But one of them had less marijuana than the other, because one of them almost had 2 ounces, and the other one, the mama, had 2 ounces and Ashley didn't have 2 ounces. And she had less than 2 ounces. And I was saying, what? And so, of course, Jackie and Duck and all of them, Brandon, they was all up on the panel, and they was saying, oh, y'all so rich. Y'all wants to get people body cam and all that kind of bullshit. And so now Jackie them is supposed to be getting their body cam, because you remember they got the big babies and how Big Baby was crying because she had to leave her little baby. Well, child, they finna get their body cam. Same thing, make you laugh, make you cry. You shoot my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat. That's why I always say, you kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat. So hey, and they was like saying karma and all that kind of bullshit. And then some of the people in the chat that wasn't very happy how Jackie them was talking up there, and they were saying they was miserable and all that kind of bullshit. And Coolin said, yeah, y'all was talking about her when she was in jail. She said, it look like all you bitches gonna go to jail. Okay, that's what Coolin was saying. Because see, they were laughing at her because see, she got locked up. And let me tell you another breaking news, honey, that Jackie dropped over there on the captain panel. Well, Mink have to go to court. I told you guys that she's got to go to court in June. And what she's going to court for is some lady in another sector, I think the mommy sector. The lady had charged her with stalking her. And they've been going to court, but it kept getting postponed. Go to court, get postponed. Well, Mink said the last time she went to court that she did not want to do any more postpones. And so she said that she was going to take it to court. Well, Jackie said, fool, you should have took that plea, because I am going to be in court testifying against you. They got the screenshots. They got the video of how you harassed me and others. And I don't know who else going to be in there testifying, child. And Mink was saying something in the chat, and other people were saying stuff in the chat. And Mink said, you should have took the plea. Jack said, you should have took the plea. We're going to trial. And I'm going to be a witness. I'm getting on the stand. I know the date and time and everything. I'm going to be there. I'm testifying for the victim. And I was saying, shut your mouth and keep on talking, child. And let me see what else. Ooh, child. Oh, and Coolin was saying they was picking on her because she had a public defender when she went to court. Mink got one too. She found indigent on May the 9th or something like this. She found indigent, and indigent means that I don't have no money for no lawyer. Well, couldn't find out. Mink did a affidavit, but to be indigent. And Jackie, well, I'll get to Jackie's later. But Coolin say, hell, I ain't the only one that have no money. You ain't got no money either, because you will say you indigent. You broke. But you say you was rich. You got trucking companies and stuff. That's what Jackie was saying. That's what Mink was saying. Coolin was saying. And I was saying, child. Let me see what else. And Jackie said, now this over at the Capitol, Jackie said that they was just getting it. Y'all getting it from every way. Because the woman supposed to have stole that money from that old lady. See, she got to go back to court, I think in August. And then like Mink go, I think, on this stalking thing in June. And Jackie gonna be there, and I wonder who else gonna be there, child. But Jackie said that she gonna, when she give her evidence, that she gonna ask the judge to get her off of the internet because she can't handle it, and she's a terror and all of this and all of that, child. Now that's what Jackie said she gonna say when she go to court. And she says she's going to testify against her in court. And she says she's testifying for the stalking victim. Let me see. Okay. And Brandon, he talked about 88 at the beginning of the live too. After he's talked about Ashley being in jail. Well, he heard about 88 saying that she had effed Jackie, baby daddy. And I don't think I discussed that with you guys last time. I think all this shit happened. This shit happened after I went live, child, over there in the Mo 3 sector. And it came out on SD's panel that 88 was supposed to be effing Jackie, baby daddy. And all three of her children had the same father. And when they was trying to tell Jackie about it, Coolin and I think it was Payday, was trying to tell Jackie about it. Jackie said, she's not the caliber of woman. He don't mess with whores. She was saying, nope, y'all ain't gonna make me believe that. And so they was trying to pay her some recordings and stuff. And when they was getting ready to play them, SD say, that's me. That was me and her on the phone. He said, because they were saying some of this stuff was from yesterday. It ain't from today. He was saying, it's me. She was talking to me. She wasn't talking to Jackie, baby daddy. Because, when they were saying stuff that the man was saying he had to go to work tomorrow and all that kind of stuff to 88 because she did it on her live. Well, some kind of way they got it twisted up that it's supposed to be Jackie, baby daddy. But then 88 went live and said that, yeah, she was effing him. So Jackie just, just shut it down. And I was watching the live and then his live went away. You know how SD will take his live down. I was saying, damn it. Well, I went over to Jackie's because I say, well, they got to be over there. Because this was a hot topic about 88 supposed to be messing with Jackie baby daddy. So, honey, when I got over there at Jackie's, Jackie had a fella I had never seen before up there on the panel with her. And I said, that must be the baby daddy, I guess. Because I don't know that nigga. I ain't never seen that nigga before. And Jackie was, his phone would mess up and he would drop off, then he'd come back up. And she would say, well, I just want to get this straight. My cousin 88. Have y'all been talking on the phone or anything? Because she's out here trying to say that y'all effing. He was saying, no, don't y'all ever talk to her. Was when I was on the phone with you. I guess he was at our house or something, and Jackie was, talking to 88 on the phone or something. But he said when he heard 88 voice, like actually talk to her. He said no contact since then. We'll come to find out 88 had hit him up on IG. And he was like, who is this? And, she told him who she was and blah, blah, blah. And he didn't have no more talk for her, he said. And so when Jackie's baby daddy was on the panel with her, he let it be known that he was with his old lady because he got a lady that he loved. And Jackie said that the woman is a good person and she's, good to her kids and stuff, but she ain't trying to tell him who to marry or nothing like that. But she said he in love with her. And she would be a good, addition for my kids. She would be somebody positive in my children's life. I ain't got no problem with the lady. But the woman was sitting right there and she was watching Jackie's YouTube channel plus 88 channel. And when she seen 88, she was saying, "Oh, no way, you better," she was like that. And he said, "Baby, And I was saying, "Oh, that's so romantical and that's so sweet." But honey, that man came right there. As soon as she went out there live, she called him and he came over there and got on her live. And he said he ain't never did nothing with her. He don't talk to her or nothing. But see, she said you have to cut the nose off to spite the face sometime. Because if you let stuff get legs, like if she would have sit on that, just think about how many lives they could have made. You know? And so I think that Jackie handled it good. I'm glad her baby daddy got a good relationship where they can talk to each other and where the other lady know about her and all of this. So it ain't no baby mama and baby daddy. Okay. Wait a minute. And make sure y'all circle. Please tell me y'all have heard me. Somebody type in the chat. Tell me if y'all can hear was listening to what I was saying. Somebody type in the chat and see if y'all listening. Was I on mute? Cause I sure hate I was. I hate if I was on mute. Can somebody type something in there? So y'all hear me? Y'all have been hearing me up until now? Cause it looked like I was on mute. Hey Hassan. Well, I'm just gonna keep going from right here. Okay. Now let me do y'all mean to tell me I was on mute the whole damn time? I gotta start. I'm an amateur. You are on mute for a minute, Miss Paulette. We can hear you now, though. What did I get through with talking about Jackie them when I was over at the captain? Did I get through talking about that? Did I tell you all about Jackie going to court? Y'all didn't hear that. Okay, well, let me get my notes back up. See, when I make it big, I always mess up. But hell, I can't see real good because I'm kind of sleepy. And I'm old. Okay, well, I'm going to do the recap. Okay, the breaking news was that Ashley, I had heard some things about it, but I was not sure. And I didn't want to put it in nobody's chat because, like I said, the way you people be watching these chats and stuff, you write the wrong thing and they're going to be on your head. And I didn't feel like everybody up with the Mo3 beef sector being on my head, okay? Well, I had heard about Ashley a couple of days ago that she was in jail or had been in jail, whatever. It had Ashley in jail in it, okay? So today when Jackie was live, after my live, I started to put it in Jackie chat, and I said, nah, bitch, don't you do that. Just write ooh child or keep on speaking and putting them punkers behind the people's name. And so I said I didn't put nothing in there because, like I said, I've been hearing this for a couple of days, but I just didn't say nothing. I couldn't do it. And I started to bring it up on my live, but I said, nah, bitch, because that's a rumor, and you don't want to put that shit out there and get them people over there in the Mo3 sector on your head. And so I didn't do it. Well, child, I was over there at Captain's, and he said, he wanted to know where the pink people at. Ain't nothing in here and this and that. Somebody go get them pink people. And so they went and got some of the pink people and brought them over there, which is Mink Mob, okay? And then he started doing his commentary. He said, talking about Ashley had been in jail. And he read her charges off, which was like marijuana. I think she had like less than 2 ounces. No insurance, old fines, driving without a seatbelt, charges like that. And I was like, "Oh, okay, this finally came out." And I put in the chat, I heard that rumor because I did hear the rumor a couple of days ago. I didn't go to elaborate on it. I just letting it, yeah, I heard it. And I'm sure other people over in the Mo3 beef sector heard it because I'm not from the Mo3 beef sector. I visit over there and I heard it. Well, he kept talking and he, going about the charges, and he was saying, oh, you supposed to be rich and all of this and all that. And Jackie was saying the same thing too. Oh, y'all got big pockets and got all the money and stuff. Now, why y'all have y'all went over there to give her something? Have y'all sent her some money on her books? Or did y'all help her get out of jail? What's going on? Well, Mink them, did nobody hit the panel. That's against Jackie them side. Did nobody from Mink's side get up there on the panel? Well, then later on, because the conversation went out so many other places. You know how some people get on the panel and they change the whole damn live? Well, they got completely off of Ashley. Because they'll send people up too to change the goddamn Florida lives. And to me, that kind of got derailed, okay? And it was derailed, I bet, probably a good hour. Well, then Captain said, oop, I'm getting something else in. And so by that time, Coolin had hit the panel. And then Captain came back. And so then Coolin started reading. She said, not only did Ashley go to jail, her mama went to jail too. And I was saying, what? Now, see, I didn't hear that now. I just heard about Ashley. And then she Cooler started reading the lady charges out. She had 2 ounces of weed, uh, like speeding, old fines. Ashley had a failure to appear too. Her mother had like an old from 2009 charge for not having a cat kid in a seatbelt, like endangering the child. Not having them restrained in a car seat. Um, it said the driver no um insurance, no seatbelt. I mean, and no insurance. Speeding, and both of them had kind of the same charges, but I think they said Ashley had like 14 and her mama had 7, or either the mama had 14 and Ashley had 7 charges. I can't remember which way it was. Uh, and then they was, cooling, of course she was up there and she would say, yeah, I thought y'all was so rich and stuff. And then Jackie said, well, honey, I found out today that that Mink didn't have no, wait a minute, that she said she filed the affidavit saying that she was indigent, that she didn't have no money for representation. That she did, that's when you get the public defender. And she was saying, but you were so rich, you say you didn't get public defenders and this and that, you got to pay the attorney and this and that. And so they just kept on going on and on and on. And Brandon was too. And, did y'all put some money on Ashley book and this and that? And so then Jackie let it be known that she was going to court with the lady that's taking Mink to court, like for stalking. Jackie is going to be her witness to testify against Mink. And she didn't get sent to videos, like how Mink was messing with her over in the Mo3 sector, screenshots, all that kind of bullshit. And she said she will be in court and she will be testifying for the witness against Mink. And I was saying, shut your mouth and keep on talking. I was like, what? That shit was getting good over there. Let me see what else I wrote down. And Coolin was saying, yeah, y'all talked about me when I had a public defender, and it ain't so funny now. Why you got to have one? You so rich and all of that, and you own a trucking company, and you always talking about how poor people is and stuff. And Jackie was jamming in too. And Jackie was saying she had to pay the attorney. She said she had to pay some good money to get out of, to get probation on. When she had that ankle monitor thing on, they used to tease Jackie about all the time, because Jackie had an ankle monitor on for a long time when she came on YouTube from the situation she had got herself in. And the way she got off of the ankle monitor is when she went on and pleaded and did what she had to do, to get probation. And so she was saying, yeah, y'all talking about me being on a ankle monitor and every damn thing else. And now y'all in trouble. And so they kind of rubbing it in. But like Jackie said, she ain't gonna rub it in too tough because, karma is a bitch, They don't just come back one time sometimes. But she said she got to globe a little bit, And I was saying, damn, so soon as whatever happened in court with Mink, Jackie gonna come straight on here, and she gonna be talking that shit. Okay? Well, another thing that they're doing is gonna get the body cam, like they did with Big Baby when she got arrested with, and had to leave her baby, how she was crying and stuff in the police car. They're gonna get Mink body cam footage. They're gonna get Chanel's Charnel, the girl that took the money from the old lady, allegedly. Her body cam, Ashley's, and Ashley mama child. Ooh, same thing make you laugh, make you cry, You kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat, So, and they was talking about karma and all that kind of bullshit. And I was just had my mouth wide open. Okay. And let me see what else. And so then another thing that happened on the live, Brandon drug 88. He said that she ought to be shaming herself trying to F Jackie baby daddy because they supposed to be cousins. Well, he said that he said had he said to put a one in the chat if you think this is flexing, or put a two in the chat if you don't think it's flexing. For a person to use their pussycat as a flex, like to get back at another woman, to get the man some coochie. Well, everybody put two. They said there wasn't no flex because effing is effing, but you ought to have some people that you just don't touch. And then for the man to get on Jackie's panel and say that I ain't had nothing to do with that woman and blah blah blah. And he was saying that 88 should be ashamed of herself, and he said that he loved you because you his baby mother. He said, but you gotta stop. You can't use that your pussycat. It ain't. It's just a pussycat. All women got it. And that just ain't good. Okay, to use your pussycat as a weapon. But I tell you another damn fool that do that is Lady Wu. She used her pussycat as a weapon, and that's a bad weapon to try to use on somebody. Because that weapon can take you to your grave if you get out there and get the wrong dick. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. And then he was saying that she looked like a maggot, and then this was funny. Stop. It came out over there because Coolin always run her damn mouth. Okay. Well, Coolin asked Brandon, did he know that Straight Like That was flirting with him, and Jackie were flirting back and forth. And Duck was like, no. And Jackie, it wasn't like that and stuff. And so Coolin was saying, well, she was giggling and stuff, and he was talking nasty, talking about how he would F her brains out and stuff, and she was giggling. And she said, Big Lack was up there with me. And this and that. I didn't do nothing wrong. And Big Lack, well, I'm getting ready to go. And then he didn't leave though. But Big Lack, when Straight Like That was talking to Jackie nasty, that Big Lack had dropped out the panel. And so Duck said, why did you leave when he left? She said, I don't know. I just didn't want to leave him up there by himself. And this and that. Well, honey, evidently Straight Like That was telling her how he would knock the legs out of her panties and all that kind of nasty stuff. And Jackie said she was just laughing. And then Big Lack say, but normally, like when a woman be giggling and laughing when they tell man talking, that old crazy nasty stuff, that they think they have a chance. But see, that don't mean you got no damn chance. Some people just laugh. Some people giggle when they uncomfortable. So I'm being a woman. I don't agree with that, but the men agree with it. Okay. So, that's all I got to say about that. And then Duck, he was saying, well, I'm finna go. He was acting like he was acting like he wasn't mad, but he was getting louder and louder. And then plus he ready to go. And so Coolin and Royalty start teasing Duck. Okay. And of course he was getting madder and madder. And I was saying, Duck, I'll go with you. I was typing him how much I was crazy about him. And I would never do you like that. I would never do you like that, Duck. I would never hurt you like that. I'm here for you. And whenever you get ready to go, I'm going to leave with you. And of course, the people in the chat were saying, oh, let's stop. And, all that kind of shit. And I was just giggling. And then Roger just kept on. Duck was just screaming. He was just screaming at Royalty. Shut up, you drunk bitch. And listen to you drinking and don't know about it, just going off. And I was saying, calm down, boo. And then I put a note and I said, Jackie, daughter wife, because I call her my daughter wife. I was saying, daughter wife, go up there and help him, please. Please help him. But she got bought down, so she couldn't help him. Okay, and that went on. And he finally, okay, now what happened? Okay, now this is what happened on the live. Another thing, when the live first came on, when Brandon was doing his little music and little commentary, when Gina came in the chat, he said, hey, Gina, you got to go. You got bought at the chat on the last live. I didn't see the $50 until after my live was over. I'm honoring it right now. You got to get out the chat, And I was saying, damn. And so then when Duck and Royalty was into it, they bought Duck down first for $50. And then they bought Jackie, and Royalty was laughing and shit after he got bought down. And then they bought Jackie and Royalty down at the same time. And somebody bought Jackie back up for $75. And then somebody bought her down. They sent $100. And then somebody sent another $100 to have her back up. Okay? And Royalty, she never did come back up when I was there. And then somebody named Mad Max, they was in the chat messing with Brandon, and Brandon kicked them out. He didn't get nobody down. That person didn't get Mad Max. He did that one on the house because Brandon got on his nerves by the person that was Mad Max, whatever he was putting in the chat. And so Brandon just threw them out the live. The people that was on the stage tonight was Texas 713, Big Lack, Jackie, Coolin, Royalty, and Duck. Those are the people that was on the panel throughout the night. The live was still going. They were still kicking it when I came over here and went live. And the reason I came over here, because I said, I want to get this here little shit out the way and let y'all know what I seen, okay? So that's all of what was going on Captains. And he was on that new page, the Captain Zeus News Network or something like that. He was on that page. Okay. And I did not see your live. The last live you did. Okay. I didn't see no action today on you. What I seen was where I went over to China White. And I'm doing on her commentary because I did not see your live and I didn't see Kiki's last live. Okay. China said that Kiki opened the gates of hell, the way y'all been into it, which I did discuss that somewhat on my last live, but she's saying that allegedly, now I'm going to say allegedly because I'm going by what China White was saying, and China White and you seem to be cool because, she be on the panel with you, talking to you, trying to make it, make you feel better and this and that, and trying to talk to you as from a woman's point of view. She understands you and Kiki. But she said that she found out that you had been talking to Kiki, even though y'all been going back and forth on the lives, dragging the hell out of each other. She found out y'all still been behind the scenes talking. She also found out that Ken Nola Newz been talking to her too. She said that now I don't know if she did this or not, but did you made her make a live to apologize to you? I don't know if you did that or not, but if she didn't do it because she wanted to, if she did it because you wanted to, that's not good. Because you shouldn't have to make nobody do nothing. Okay? Now that's the word that's on the street. She said that Kiki talked about your mama, talked about your mama having roaches, said that you catfished her, that and you said she had false teeth and she had a dirty house. She drug she drug your sister, she drug your brother, everybody in your family. But you drug people in her family too, because I heard you. So, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm just saying the level y'all have been going to on each other. And I said that's not a good thing to do on YouTube. But like I say, you see people fighting out in the streets like that. Every time they run into each other, they cussing each other out. One I'm trying to fight on the other one. This is the same thing. It's just we got space between us. Y'all live in different states and all of that. So I guess this could be your only out. You and her to let your steam off with each other. Um, Love is not embarrassing one another. Love is not coming on here talking about each other families, talking about people having body odors, talking about how the people look on their clothes, because that's violate. Cause like when she said you had a big old thing and all that bullshit. But then after the women got after you, then she got mad. But hell, you the one told these hoes that she had a big dick. What you think these hoes was gonna do? Some of them the thing can't get big enough. Or you can't tell hoes that he can F-U-C-K. Because if you tell them that he can F-U-C-K, they gonna want to try it. It's some things you just don't do. And Kiki old enough, she 50 years old. She know you don't need to tell nobody your man got a big old thing that you can't take it. But see, they put them hounds out there after. You can't get mad at yourself for telling people that he got a big thing. Women gonna try him forever as long as he on YouTube. Women gonna try to him because they want to know how big it is. And is it that big? All kind of shit go through women's minds, okay? And all kind of shit go through men's mind. Like some men, they be out there. She got some good pussy, and then all the men gonna run after her because they want to see if she got some good pussy. Just the same way women, they say he got some good D. Everybody gonna try to go see if that how good that D is. It is what it is. That's just nature, okay? So y'all, if y'all gonna be together, y'all don't go to the extreme on each other like that, okay? And she also said that you use your food stamps when you came out there to see her, and that your family, your mom and your sister, then was real mad at you. That's embarrassing, if it is the truth. She said you like to sit up at your computer and jack off all day, watching pornos. That's not good to say about your man. That's embarrassing. She also said you was a pedo. She said that you like to see her dressed up like a 12-year-old little girl. Like in the little outfits that young girls wear. Now, Kiki, I don't give a damn what kind of outfit you put on. If it's like got something to do with a kid, your big wobbly fat ass ain't gonna never be looking like no 12 goddamn year old girl, and you 50 fucking years old. Now you could say that lie. Looking like a big ass ox. How you gonna look like a 12-year-old girl with your 50-year-old ass? As gray as he say your damn head is under your wig. You was an ignorant bitch. And I don't like that pedo shit to be put on no man. Now, if they did some shit, the pedo shit, they do it, yeah. But everybody that you get tangled up with on YouTube, all the men, you accuse them of being a pedo. You did Ken Nola Newz like that. Now you're doing Octavius like that. You're using your daughter as a weapon again, just like you sent them pictures to Ken Nola of your daughter in that swimming suit, and then start talking about calling him being a pedo. You gave Ken No News your daughter's phone number, and they was talking on the phone. Well, hell, here we is 2 years later. You gave Octavius pictures of your child, and Octavius talks to your child on the phone or whatever kind of communication that they were doing. And you get your drunk ass up here and call Octavius a lie. That's hurtful. I'm just telling you about yourself and your same old tricks that you do. It's just a different man. And I don't give a damn if you don't never like me no damn more. And they go for both of y'all because I'm telling you the goddamn truth. If y'all gonna be together, y'all be together. Octavius, the woman, was a drunk when you got her. She was stripping her clothes off, being on YouTube in panties and bras and shit. Now, like I said, they have women on commercials in panties and bras, so if that's what she wanted to do, that's what she wanted to do because she didn't have no man. You can do shit like that. But you're supposed to be her man. And she come on here, her last live, China White says she come on here without a bra on. Her titties was hanging down to her pussy. You want a woman like that? You want your woman titties to be hanging all down around her privates? You the one said how fast she was on her clothes when she take her clothes off. All her shit fall. You said that. I'm just repeating what you said, Octavia. Y'all done talked about each other the lowest. You talked about how she smelled between her legs. You say she nasty. She say you nasty. She say y'all got roaches and shit. So if I'm believe her, I'm gonna believe him. Both of y'all nasty. That's all I can say about it. But y'all need to, if y'all gonna be together, be together. The girl got a drinking problem. She'll fall off the wagon. I don't believe she ever was on the wagon. She was just perpetrating a fraud. And she was drinking. She was drinking before we knew she was drinking. But I never did think she quit drinking. She was just putting on an act because she's a very good actress. But I see right through her. I always did. She's a big liar. And she lied to you all the time. She had a men over there. They be talking nasty to her since y'all broke up to be on the panel. Talk about how they want to F her and all of that. She disrespected you and told you about the Africans. We knew about them Africans before y'all got together. She never stopped doing that. She'd meet them men on them dating sites. And them military men and them Africans. And them men ain't buying her that shit for nothing. She getting up some of that leg. Whether you like it or not. Then the other day they said she was getting married. How the hell you getting married and you just had a man last week? When you supposed to be her man, Octavia? How is all these men giving her food and shit, bringing her food? When you her man last week, she been doing it all along. She never have stopped. Don't be a donkey. Cause you looking like a dummy. And don't nobody want no dumb, weak ass man. Now, if you want to keep that woman, keep her. But you're gonna get dragged. I'm gonna drag you and I'm gonna drag her. The next time y'all break up, it's dragging time. And it is what it is. I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make commentary out of y'all. China said the same thing. She said she gonna make all kind of commentary out of you. She said because she been laying back out for you, trying to be an understanding friend. But she said why everybody else gonna get the money and she can't get none. Sonny getting money. Some dirty something. I can't think of some people over in that street sector. I don't know them folks. But the lady that you've been sharing out on your wall, she making money on y'all. Several men over there making money on y'all. So don't get mad at other people if they do the commentary, and it's gonna be rough commentary. It ain't gonna be none of that pussyfoot and shit, and it'll be all right and all that. The way she been getting coddled, and the way you've been getting coddled, that's out. That's been going on a year. Ever since she started back, actually coming back on lives, drunk as a skunk. Okay, and it's so much you can do, and it's so much she can do. But what y'all need to do is stop bringing that bullshit on here, cause it make both of y'all look like y'all weak. It make y'all both look like a person could just tell you anything and you'll believe it. Okay, all you gotta do is tell her she pretty, and she'll give you some. And I don't know, do a person have to buy you stuff? And is that how, is what keeping you interested in her? Because don't nobody want no woman to act any kind of way. If she acting like that on YouTube, you imagine what she's acting like in her hometown. They say she been back in the car driving drunk again. You already know that. Sometimes, yeah, hey, man, say man. Okay. Let me see if that's all I got to say. I'm just looking at my note. But just, if y'all, stop. If y'all are not through with each other, stop dragging each other. Cause it's ugly. And love don't hurt. You don't It's people that I broke up with 20 years ago. They wouldn't never say nothing like that about me. And I wouldn't dare say that about them. All I just say it didn't work out. And I go on about, if I'm not happy, I get my way out of it. But I ain't got to cause no big old caruscles and scene and talk about, if I talk about my man like that, somebody I used to mess around with, and people look at me like, fool, how could you keep him like that? He was like that. No, you don't want nobody that nobody else want. Shit. I'm through with that. Now I'm going to SD. Now I didn't get to see all of his live because he took the goddamn live down while I was watching it. And he had started his live like that morning. And after I went live, it was like in the evening, it was afternoon. And so when I got over there, the live had been on for a while. It had been on like some hours, I think. And when I got there, my hair was on the panel. And, they were just joning each other back and forth, like, doing that play dragging with each other, laughing and all that. And so after I red-balled it back. And I'm glad I did. Woo wound up being on the panel. These are people I seen, before the live went down. I seen Woo up there, cooling, DJ, F.U. Me, Mahaya, Asia, Slim, and he got Willie Johnson. And Slim, he's a guy that be older guy like me that be over in the Mo3 beef sector. They call him Unc. And some guy named Wavy that SD can't stand, but he let him hit the pound for a couple times and he was throwing him off. Okay. Shane Gang and Jackie. Those are the people I seen up there. And so when I red-balled it back, he had Duck and the captain, he was playing a video from them yesterday, and Duck and the captain got into it. Now, what they got into it, I don't know, because I didn't get to see all of that part. But I don't know why they got into it. But they were dragging each other. on Duck and Brandon, you know how sometimes you could be cool with somebody, but sometimes they get on your damn nerve, and one of y'all will go off on the other. I think it was a situation like that because today, like when they was over there at the captain's tonight, they was okay. You know, they had like a guy fight. Um, and they didn't go like Captain explained today. He said we didn't cut below the belt. He said like when I talked about him living with his grandmama, he talked about me living with my grandmama. Well, when somebody might say you don't do for your kid, he said, well, that white girl might have got on here and she said you didn't do for your kid. You know, they tit for tat. Okay. So that's the way they duck, you know, that's the way they looking at it. Okay. It was, you know, they got heated, but they wasn't like, you know, trying to kill each other with words, you know. They didn't never get like that, but they was getting each other, you know. So I was surprised when I heard them going back and forth, you know, because sometimes you could see it kind of coming, but they would always pull back. So that's the first time that I actually seen them spar, you know, and it was interesting, but I was just hoping that they wasn't, you know, that it wasn't just too bad. Um, so you know, evidently it wasn't. They okay. You know, Duck was on his panel tonight, so everything is cool. Now they might get into it again, but I'm just letting you know that happened. Cause see, I didn't know that Duck and him had got into it. I think that I seen something a little bit about it on MHB, but MHB was saying it was a play. But when I got the SDs and got to hear it, then I got looking at it different until I went to the Captains tonight and I seen that they were like gas sparring. Okay. Um, and Coolin was into it with DJ, and she was also into it with Max. And she was like on the panel, and you know how sometimes DJ was up on the panel, but Max was not the girl Max. You know, she was saying that they neither one of them have no motion, and y'all worried about what everybody else doing on their channels. You need to be worrying about your own shit and try to get your, you know, the people that come into your lives instead of having 15. You need to be worrying about working on your business instead of in everybody else's business and worrying about dragging everybody. And DJ really didn't have nothing to say to Cooling because he was like, Lemon, me can't be bothered. He didn't want to argue with him. Okay. And then now this is where it came up that 88 saying that she was messing with Jackie baby daddy. Cooling was on the panel and Payday. Well, Payday had dropped down because Payday had got up there to play a diss song that Jelly Bean, I think her name is, made about SD. The song talked about he liked to eat booty. The song talked about wait a minute. It talked about wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, now Payday got up because they were talking about the diss song. And Jackie had played it over there at Straight Like That channel, like yesterday morning. When Straight Like That was flirting with her. That's why she had got up there to play that song, and then it led to, you know, the nasty talk. Well, this song was made by Jelly Bean, and it talked about him eating booty. It talked about him having bumpy blood. It talked about him liking the pee on people. Wait a minute. It talked about 88 black feet. It talked about Dookie shooting, that he liked to do it in the butt, you know. And it said something about him being used to say he was CK Ron, but come to find out he wasn't CK Ron. But they found that out in the most years later, because I guess in but they had that in the song. Well, 88 heard Jackie jump on straight like that panel and play that song. Heard it like later, and she said that's why she had effed Jackie baby daddy. That's how all that shit started, child. And I was like, huh. And so then that's when Jackie went made her lab and let her baby daddy come up there and say, hey, what's up? Is you been having contact with her? And then that's when I told y'all about that part that he was saying he never did nothing. No. And they were saying Jackie said that 88 was saying she was gonna hook up with him this weekend. And people in the chat and people on the panel over the captain saying, hell, they grown. Why you got to wait till the weekend? You ain't got to wait till no weekend to be with nobody. If you want to get it, you can get it. Okay. So I don't understand the weekend part, but that's what she was saying. Wait a minute. And then, like I said, Coolin and Jackie had wound up on the panel at SD's. And that's when Coolin started talking to her about 88, saying that she had effed her baby daddy. And then Payday got up there and they were saying, but we heard some recordings and we seen some receipts and all this. And Jackie was saying, I'm looking on his IG now and ain't no activity on here. Nothing new. And they were saying, this happened on May the 8th and this and that. And she was saying, I don't believe it. He don't mess around with that caliber of woman. He don't like whores. He don't mess around like that. And they were saying, trying to say we seen receipts, and then come to find out the person that they heard talking on the phone on her live was SD. Because SD was saying, hell, that was me. That was me. He was saying that. Him and Coolin made back up. He got mad at her last week because DG got on her panel and drugged the shit out of SD. And SD couldn't say shit. And then SD got mad because Coolin out and left. Well, him and Coolin have made back up, and I'm happy to say I was happy to see that because they seem to have fun together. Okay, that's it for that. Okay, now, then I left SD's and now I'm at Jackie's. Okay, now I went to Jackie's and she was dragging 88 when I went there, because I read about it back after I seen this man up there sitting that I didn't know. I read about it back because I didn't want to miss. I knew I had missed something because the shit had started over there at SD's. Well, when I got over to Jackie's, that man was sitting up there I didn't know. So then Jackie started dragging 88 when I read about it back. And she was telling me, my baby daddy, he don't mess around with women. No, not like you. He mess around with, like women with good jobs, and it is what it is. And so Jackie was raising hell like that. And so then she had the guy wound up on the panel. And she was shooting questions at him. He said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Nope. He said, only time I heard that woman's voice was on the phone, and me and you was on the phone, and she was like in the background or something. He said, I don't know her. He said, now she did hit me up on IG, and he was like, who is this? Or something like that. It was very little conversation, okay? And he was there with his girlfriend. Like he got a lady that he loved, and she's good to Jackie's children. And Jackie trusts the lady with her children. And she said she would be a good stepmother. And the girl, she was watching 88 on YouTube, and she also watched Jackie live. And she was sitting there right with Jackie baby daddy. They was together. And then Jackie said, "You got me messing with him and his woman and they on they a long time. They ain't got time for this bullshit on YouTube. And you need to get a life and all that." And so Jackie started playing that video. Like he left, after he left, Jackie started playing the video when she ran into 88 in the wig store. And she was talking about how she wanted to kick 88 ass, and 88 wouldn't turn around and look at her. And the girl that she was with would not turn around and look at Jackie. She kept her back turned, and then she paid for her purchase, and she hit the door. She never did look back at Jackie. And Jackie was talking that shit, and if you haven't seen it, you can go to Jackie Live today, and you can see the interaction between her and 88. You can see who's scared of who said what. You see all that on there. Because, people don't never tell the story all the way right when they come on these live and tell you. You got to do like, now I do. I try to go to both of the lives and listen to the shit out. And that's just what I do. And that's what I did back then when this happened with those two ladies at the wig store. I went to both of their lives. I seen what 88 had to say, and I seen what Jackie had to say. Wait a minute. And Jackie was saying that to her baby daddy, he loved the girl that he's with, and she's a good person, and that's make you feel good too, that you could trust, to send your child with your baby's daddy, and they're in good hands. Okay, and this is what Jackie, after her baby's daddy left, this is when she got to talking about the affidavit, the incident affidavit. She was reading that, and that was Mink saying that she didn't have money for an attorney. Injured mean you can't afford an attorney that the state appoint you on. Because everybody have a right to representation in court. So when you say you're indigent, the court appoint you a lawyer. And Jackie was saying that she had $50 if somebody would send her the body cam, or like when Mink got arrested. But then somebody put something in the chat, but I couldn't find it. They were saying that they would charge her such and such, and she say, "I'll pay you." But she said, "I started with the 50 because I wanted to go on the low end first, because I don't know how much that kind of shit costs, to get that." But she got the money, she get. And another thing Jackie did when she came on, she had so many $100 bills in her hand, and they be fanning with the money and putting it up to their ear like it's the phone and all that kind of stuff. And she was making it rain hundreds, child. And I was saying, "Get out, Jackie. Show them what you're working with." And she, I told you she had moved into a new home, new to her, but I'm sure somebody else probably had lived in it before. But she says she's getting her carpet changed. She's getting painting done. And then she's going to be getting more furniture in after that. After you get your carpet down and the paint done and stuff. But to me, she got it looking nice now, but it'll look a lot better because she says she's going to start decorating. Once she get the carpet and the painting done, then she'll start decorating. And she haven't really did no decorating in there yet. Not nothing major. And she said that she's glad to be doing better than she was this time last year. She said that paying money to stay out of jail, and your attorney fees, when to try to pay this, have a good representation when you go to court to try to get you the best deal and all of that. She said that shit had her broke. But she said now she can see the light of day. She getting ready to start going shopping. Her birthday is in 30 days. She says she gonna do it big. She's gonna go to the club, have a big spread, big table set up for her and her buddies. And she's trying to pick out her outfits and all of that and shoes. And she was making those kind of decisions on her live today too. She seemed like she's happy. And like she said that, hopefully all that shit behind her. She said, but she's doing a whole lot better than she was this time last year, financially, because she said that most of her money was going out, to keep her on the street. Okay? Let me see. And she said that she don't just try to keep doing it bigger and bigger and try to do her, keep her nose clean. And she said that she's working and all that kind of stuff. And that's good. And like when I left here this morning and went live, I went and looked at Ness live. Something kept telling me to run over there and look at her live. So I went over there to her live, and Ness, of course, she never have anything to say good about anybody. She was dragging Lady Snoop. Now, Lady Snoop over there doing her own thing on her channel. She wasn't bothering a goddamn soul. But whatever Ness seen over there, she did not like it. She was talking about the girl sounding like she was preaching and Black Power and all that. I don't know what Lady Snoop was talking about because I didn't run to see it. But you can bet Ness was lying about whatever she was talking about, okay? She was saying that Lady Snoop was delusional, that she needed to eat, that she got big teeth. And on her live, Dragon was up there, Dory and Vic Damone. Them people had joined her on the panel. Well, when she got through Dragon, Lady Snoop, then she segued to Beans and Cornbread. Beans and Cornbread is Lemon's mod. A lot of people don't like her. I ain't got no problem with Beans and Cornbread. Okay? Ness was dragging her, talking all crazy about her. Like yesterday when Ness was live, Lemon had went over there, and Shakim always got something smart to say to Lemon. Well, Lemon was calling him Ness slave. He a do boy. You a slave. And so today, when Ness went live, she was calling Beans and Cornbread a slave. She ain't original at all. She ain't got an original tooth in her head. You know what I'm saying? She always using other people's shit. And so she was calling Beans and Cornbread a slave. And when Lemon was dragging Shakim, he also was calling him redirect, because that's how he is surviving on YouTube, because Ness redirect her crowd to him. Because he was saying, yeah, I wasn't even going live. I'm not going live today. Well, before the live went off, of course, he asked for a redirect from Ness. He was getting that trap from Ness channel. Okay? I'm going to tell you this here. Ness also doing the same bullshit that she always have done, because she can't sit up here and talk like this, like to you guys, like I try to do. I don't try to have a lot of panels or nothing like that. I try to get up here and just tell y'all what the hell I've seen out here in YouTube streets. I don't play people material. I'm just winging it. You know what I'm saying? I'm winging it. Well, Ness can't do that. She was on her live for 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, she drew up Lady Snoop and she drew up Beans and Cornbread. When that 20 minutes was up, she started playing Lemon's live and was using his live to talk about her mods and any damn body else she wanted to talk about. She did that for over an hour. Then she had the last 10 minutes. It was her, Dragon, and Dory up there. And they was talking about people. And then Vic got up there and he agreed with Ness concerning Beans and Cornbread, which I don't agree. Just because you're a mod don't mean that, you know, that you got to be treated any kind of way. And if you feel like, if you are a mod and you feel like that you're being done wrong by the content creator, what's the problem in them getting up there and telling you? You doing it out here in public. Why come I can't address it in public? I don't want to address it behind stage. You show it out on me in public, I'm gonna show it back out on your ass in public. And we can part ways, or either we can, I keep on modding for you. It don't matter. And the reason that Beans and Corporate went up there and confronted Lemon because Lemon started screaming at the mods. And she was saying, I don't know who the fuck you think you talking to. And it went from there. And Vic was, of course, he was on this side saying Beans and Cornbread was wrong. I don't think Beans and Cornbread was wrong. Now, hell, I don't even give a damn, but some people do give a damn. Everybody ain't the same. And Beans and Cornbread didn't want him talking to the mods like that. She's a mod. And she was taking up for all the mods. And the problem had already been solved, but he couldn't see it on his screen. He was going by what people told him, that they're doxing in the chat. Well, he went crazy on the mods. Well, Beans and Cornbread got up there and said, nigga, don't be talking like this. This shit have been took care of. Just because you don't see it, that's been taken care of. So, just a bunch of bullshit getting. Okay. And that's all of the commentary I have for you guys. Okay. And I'm getting ready. Hopefully Captain have a win out. Hope I get to get back. Hey, 20 so I can speak before I head up out of here. I want to make sure I speak to everybody. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, I spoke to everybody. Okay. Yeah. But like I said, I don't advise nobody that's a content creator to get rid of your moderators. Keep your damn moderator. If you happy with them, that's all that matters. And if you're unhappy with them, you know what to do. But just because these people out in the street don't like your moderator don't mean a goddamn thing. As long as they're in your corner and you know they're in your corner, you better keep them. Because you might get some that ain't no good. That don't mean you're no good. And they've been riding Rodney to get rid of several of his moderators. Hey, Sugar Shay. Hey, Lady Sparkles. They've been riding him. They hate Beans and Cornbread. Hey, Joe Black. They hate Sour Patch. I'm sure they hate me, but I don't give a damn. Hey, Cupcake. Girl, did you hear the gossip, girl? I had to go live, Cupcake, and come over here and tell the Mo 3 Sector live stuff. Hey, Sincere Cider. Hey, Brit Girl Haley. Ooh, I got some couple of more people came here. I'm so happy. Hey, Lee Pepper. Good shot. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. Okay, LaKendra, y'all hit that like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed, so please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000. Okay. I'm trying to get to 3,000. I'm getting ready to get back out here and run these streets. And if I get into more breaking news, I'll let y'all know. But I ain't coming back on here tomorrow. Tonight, because I done been on here twice. And I can't do this shit. But I had to come over here and tell it. I had to. Because there was some hot shit that I had about all these people going to jail. That's why I named this. I forgot to tell you guys what I named this live. Breaking news. Ooh, child, breaking news. What kind of bird don't fly? A jailbird. Y'all, I'm getting ready to get off here. I don't know if I'm coming on tomorrow because, like I said, I got some things to do. But I'll see you guys next time. Ooh, cha. Let me get back over here and see if the captain's still on. Ooh, cha. They was acting a fool over there when I came over here, but I said, let me get on over here because I got to do this tonight. I have some breaking news. Ooh, cha. I'll see you next time. Bye.